I'm Craig Stagner with the Spfld Demize, and I'm here with head coach Fraser. Coach, tonight the team almost didn't feel like they were in sync. It was an 0-2 game against the Brass. Kind of give us your thoughts on the game.
Well, I think right from the start our intention was to create a couple of chances in the first 10 minutes, and we did that, but we didn't really capitalise on it in the next 35 in the first half, and we had a spell of about 20-25 minutes where we were all over the shop and conceded 2 goals in that time, but and that's what ended up hurting us. Second half it was too tough to recover from, so we've ended up losing a game that we feel like we've let get away from us, and we're disappointed, but we've always got, we're now looking towards Saturday, because that is now the most important thing.
And who is that you're taking on Saturday?
Play Demize Menace away from home.
Right, that's a road game at Des Moines, a game we definitely wanted to go into on a high note from tonight. Had some substitutions tonight. We actually had our full roster back on, with Markeith Preston back in the lineup, and Sax Adams came on late in the game. Do you think that the biggest thing that maybe you noticed was that the game was originally scheduled for Friday, and due to weather was moved to Monday? Do you think that build up and then let down and reschedule had any effect?
Well, I think it's always tough, because I'm not trying to make excuses, because again, it was the same for Kansas, but we prepared ourselves well for Friday, and we were ready for Friday, and it was tough for us. But again, that's not an excuse. I mean, we still went out here. It was the same for both sides, and we just didn't produce on the day, and that's the top and bottom of things.
Do you think that this game tonight, having the full roster back, that there was some familiarity issues, that maybe the team wasn't quite in sync with this lineup? It's been different lineups each game.
It has been, yeah. But no, I don't. I just think that regardless of what personnel was on the field, I think just the end product from our team, and whether it was a cross or a shot or a through ball or a pass or a tackle, the whole picture, regardless of who it was just not enough tonight. And there was some key elements that you'd expect or you'd hope would be there, without wanting to criticise too much, that they possibly weren't there for us. And we've got to go back to the drawing board and remember that, and look at it and try to make ourselves better.
Well, there was absolutely some good play in goal. Spangenberg had a good solid game. It just there were some big shots by the Brass's McDevitt. Yeah,
well, I mean, there was a couple of highlights here and there, because I thought Havil Reyes attacked pretty well. I thought that Phil at the back was good. Reese at times in midfield was okay. But again, it's and we've spoke to our boys. We've got to have 11 people for 90 minutes, and in and out players. I don't want to criticise them, because it was tough for them tonight. But we've just got to look at it and understand that sometimes that's football, and we've got to try to put it behind us and win on Saturday.
Right. Now that game, that kind of puts a shortened week on there. How does that affect your preparation for this road game? That's a long road trip, actually, to Des Moines.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've just got to make the best of it, because I think they play Kansas on Wednesday, so it's an even shorter week for them, and they're coming back from Thunder Bay in Canada, so they're coming back from that. So both teams can use that as an excuse if we want to, but for us, I think we've just got to concentrate on ourselves, manage the week as best we can, and look at what we can put on the field and try to go win a game.
Okay, and so that next Demize game is Saturday at Des Moines. The next home game back here at Lake Country Soccer will be a week from Thursday. Coming into that game, it's going to be a back-to-back Thursday-Friday with the WSA Winnipeg. Is that game too far out to be looking ahead, or have you started to board that game?
No, that's too far out of our picture. Obviously, as a coaching staff, away from the preparations for Kansas, we had started looking at Des Moines, because that's just coaching. That's what you've got to do. You've got to be a week ahead sometimes in the office. But once we get later on in the week, we'll start looking towards Winnipeg briefly. But our focus is firmly on Des Moines.
Well, great. And now that game again will be this Saturday, and that's a road game at Des Moines. The following Thursday, that'll be June 13th and 14th, the Spfld Demize will be back here at Lake Country Soccer when the WSA Winnipeg come in for 2 games. Both those games will be at 7:30 as opposed to 7 o'clock like most of the starts have been thus far. And we look forward to seeing you back there then. And Coach, it was a great game. Just let this one get away from us.
Yeah, yes we did.
All right, thanks.
Thanks.
bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
They're coming to get you.